My beloved, before this new day carries you into its many paths, come and be with me for a little while. Do not rush ahead with a weary heart. Sit in my presence, for I have been waiting for you since the first light touched the morning sky. I know every thought that filled your mind before you awoke, and I know every burden you carried into this weekend. Do not let fear tell you that you must face today alone. I am the shepherd who walks before my sheep. I have never abandoned those who trust in me, and I will not begin with you today. Lift your eyes from your worries and fix them upon my love. For my peace is greater than every storm that surrounds you. Many have awakened with anxious hearts, wondering what this weekend will bring. But I say to you, do not be troubled. The Father already knows what you need before you ask Him. Every step you take today is known to heaven, and every prayer whispered in faith reaches my ears. Bring me your heavy heart. Bring me your unanswered questions. Bring me the tears you have hidden from others. I do not turn away the broken or the weary. I welcome them with open arms, and I give rest to every soul that comes to me in faith. Do not measure my goodness by yesterday's disappointments. The dawn before you is filled with new mercy. What you believed was lost, I am able to restore. What seemed impossible, I can make possible. Nothing is beyond the reach of my Father's power. If your heart longs for peace, receive the peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. Let it settle deep within your spirit. Let it quiet every fearful voice that has spoken against your future. My peace is not temporary. It remains with those who trust in me. Walk through this Saturday with joy, not because every circumstance is perfect, but because my presence goes before you. Joy is born when you remember that you are never forgotten, never forsaken, and never beyond the reach of my hand. When you stand at a crossroads today, do not lean only upon your own understanding. Listen for my voice. I still guide those who seek me. I still open doors no one can shut, and I still lead my children along the paths of righteousness for my Father's glory. Look around at the beauty of this morning. The rising sun, the gentle breeze, the songs of the birds all declare the faithfulness of my Father. If He clothes the flowers with splendor and feeds the sparrows each day, how much more will He care for you, whom He loves so deeply? Do not allow yesterday's failures to become today's chains. I have called you forward, not backward. There is grace for this moment, strength for this hour, and hope for everything that lies ahead. Walk in confidence, knowing that my mercy is new every morning. Let forgiveness flow from your heart today. Release bitterness, lay down resentment, and choose love. As the Father has shown you mercy, extend that mercy to others. A heart filled with forgiveness becomes a place where peace and joy can flourish. When uncertainty comes, remember that I remain the same. I do not change with the seasons or the circumstances of life. I am with you in moments of celebration, and I remain beside you in moments of silence and sorrow. You are never outside my care. Open your heart completely as we pray together. Do not hold back your hopes or your fears. Speak honestly before the Father, for He delights in those who seek Him with sincere hearts. This morning is not an accident. It is an invitation to encounter His love in a fresh and powerful way. Come now with faith. Lay every burden at my feet. Receive the peace that steadies your heart, the joy that renews your strength, and the wisdom that lights your path. As this weekend begins, walk forward knowing that my love surrounds you, my truth leads you, and my presence will remain with you wherever you go. My beloved, before you take another step into this Saturday, Remain here with me for a moment. The world will always urge you to move faster, to worry more, to carry heavier burdens than you were ever created to bear. But I am calling you to begin this weekend differently. I am inviting you to begin with my presence. Before you answer another message, before you make another decision, before your thoughts become filled with the demands of the day, let your heart become still before me, for it is in stillness that you hear my voice most clearly, and it is in my presence that your soul finds the strength it has been searching for. I know what you carried into this morning. I know the silent battles that no one else can see. I know the questions that have kept you awake through the night, the disappointments that have weighed upon your heart, and the prayers you have whispered when no one else was listening. Nothing about your life is hidden from me. Every tear has been seen. Every sigh has been heard. Every hope that seems delayed is known by the Father. Do not think for a moment that heaven has forgotten your name, for I have called you by name, and you are precious in my sight. Do not allow fear to become the voice that guides your steps today. Fear always tells you that you are alone, but my truth reminds you that I am with you always. Fear tells you that tomorrow is uncertain, but I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I stand outside of time, holding every moment in my hands. What surprises you has never surprised me. What seems impossible to you has always been possible with my Father. When you look ahead and wonder how everything will work together, remember the lilies of the field. They do not struggle to make themselves beautiful, yet the Father clothes them with splendor. Consider the birds that rise with the morning sun. They do not worry about tomorrow's provision, yet your heavenly Father feeds them day after day. If He faithfully cares for them, how much more will He faithfully care for you, His beloved child? Therefore, release your anxious thoughts into my hands. You were never meant to carry what only God can carry. Some of you have entered this weekend exhausted. You have given your strength to everyone else while neglecting your own soul. Your body is weary, your mind is overwhelmed, and your spirit longs for rest. Hear my invitation once again. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Not the temporary rest that fades after a night's sleep, but the deep rest that reaches into the heart. The rest that reminds you that your identity is not found in your performance, but in the Father's love. Perhaps you have been asking why certain doors remain closed. Perhaps you have prayed for answers that seem delayed. Do not mistake delay for abandonment. The Father is never late. His wisdom reaches beyond what your eyes can presently see. There are moments when He closes a door because He is protecting you from what would steal your peace. There are seasons when He asks you to wait because He is preparing something greater than you have imagined. Trust His timing even when you cannot yet understand His ways. As you walk through this day, do not carry yesterday's failures upon your shoulders. My mercy is new every morning. The mistakes that have filled you with regret do not define your future when they are surrendered to me. I bring forgiveness where there has been guilt. I bring healing where there has been pain. I bring hope where discouragement has taken root. Allow my grace to lift the weight that shame has placed upon your heart. Let your heart overflow with gratitude today. Even if your circumstances are not yet what you desire, there is still reason to give thanks. The breath in your lungs is a gift. The sunrise before you is a reminder that the Father's mercies have been renewed once again. Every heartbeat declares that His purpose for your life is not finished. Gratitude opens your eyes to blessings that worry often causes you to overlook. As you step into this Saturday, walk with confidence, not because you know everything that lies ahead, but because you know the one who goes before you. I will guide your decisions. I will strengthen your weary heart. I will give wisdom when you ask, peace when you trust, and joy that remains even when circumstances change. Stay close to me throughout this day. Speak with me often. Listen for my voice. Let my words shape your thoughts, and my love shape your actions. Then you will discover that the greatest blessing of this weekend is not found in what you accomplish, but in walking each moment with me, secure in the everlasting love of the Father. My beloved, do not allow the noise of this world to become louder than my voice. Every day you are surrounded by opinions, distractions, fears, and endless demands that compete for your attention. They promise satisfaction, yet they leave the heart empty. They promise security, yet they cannot calm the storms within you. But I offer you something that no one else can give. I offer my presence. When you choose to remain close to me, you will discover a peace that does not depend on perfect circumstances. You will find a joy that cannot be stolen by disappointment. You will receive wisdom that the world cannot understand. There are moments when life feels uncertain. You wonder which path to take, what decision to make, or how the future will unfold. You search for answers with your own understanding, only to discover that human wisdom has its limits. This is why I invite you to trust me completely. Place your plans into my hands before you begin your journey today. Let every decision be covered in prayer. When you acknowledge the Father in all your ways, He delights in directing your path. Even when the road seems unfamiliar, you can walk confidently because you are not walking alone. Do not become discouraged if your journey has taken longer than you expected. Many beautiful things grow slowly. A mighty tree begins as a tiny seed hidden beneath the soil. Long before anyone sees its strength, its roots are growing deep. In the same way, the Father is working within you even when you cannot yet see the results. Your waiting season is not a wasted season. It is a season of preparation. It is a season where faith grows stronger, character becomes deeper, and your heart learns to trust beyond what your eyes can see. Some of you have carried silent disappointments for a long time. You believed a prayer would be answered differently. You hoped a relationship would be restored. You expected a door to open that has remained closed. Yet I ask you not to lose heart. The Father's plans are always greater than your understanding. What feels like rejection today may become protection tomorrow. What seems like a delay may become the very reason you experience a greater blessing than you imagined. Trust that my Father's love is guiding every step, even when the destination is not yet visible. As this weekend begins, release every burden that has become too heavy for your heart. You were never created to carry fear, resentment, anxiety, or guilt day after day. Lay them before me. Give me your worries about your family, your finances, your health, your future, and every hidden concern that weighs upon your soul. The Father is not overwhelmed by what overwhelms you. His strength is never exhausted. His wisdom never fails. His love never runs dry. Choose today to guard your heart carefully. Do not allow bitterness to find a home within you. Forgive those who have wounded you, even when it feels difficult. Forgiveness is not saying that wrong becomes right. It is placing justice into the Father's hands instead of allowing pain to rule your life. A heart that forgives becomes free. A heart that trusts becomes peaceful. A heart surrendered to God becomes a place where His joy can flourish. Look around you and notice the beauty the Father has placed in creation. The rising sun declares His faithfulness. The gentle breeze reminds you that though you cannot always see Him, His Spirit is moving. Every flower blooming in its season speaks of His perfect timing. Every bird singing at dawn testifies that the Creator continues to provide. Let these reminders strengthen your faith today. The God who sustains all creation is surely able to sustain you. Do not compare your journey with someone else's. Each life unfolds according to the Father's perfect purpose. Some paths are short, others are long. Some seasons are filled with abundance, while others teach perseverance. But every step matters when it is walked with faith. Do not envy what others possess or become discouraged by their progress. Instead, remain faithful where you are. What the Father has prepared for you cannot be taken by another. Walk into this Saturday with confidence, kindness, and expectation. Speak words that bring life. Show mercy to those who cross your path. Be generous with encouragement. Let your actions reflect the Father's love, so that others may see His light through you. Remember that sometimes the greatest miracle is not found in extraordinary events, but in an ordinary person choosing to love, forgive, serve, and trust God wholeheartedly. So remain close to me throughout this day. When your heart begins to worry, return to my promises. When fear whispers, answer it with faith. When weakness comes, lean upon my strength. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My hand will guide you, my peace will sustain you, and my love will surround you. Begin this weekend in my presence, continue it in my grace, and end it with a heart overflowing in thanksgiving. For the Father is faithful yesterday, today, and forever. My beloved, as this new Saturday unfolds before you, I invite you to walk beside me with a heart full of trust. Do not be consumed by everything that must be accomplished today. The Father did not create you to live as a prisoner of endless worry or constant striving. He created you to know Him, to walk with Him, and to find your strength in His presence. Before you seek success, seek my kingdom. Before you pursue the blessings of this day, pursue the One who gives every good and perfect gift. When your heart is centered on the Father, everything else begins to find its proper place. I know there are dreams you have carried for many years. Some have grown stronger, while others seem to have faded because of disappointment. You have asked, Lord, are you still working? Have you forgotten what I prayed for? Hear my voice today. The Father never forgets His children. Every prayer offered in faith is precious before Him. Though the answer may not arrive according to your timetable, His perfect plan continues to unfold. Trust that even when you cannot see His hand, His heart is always working for your good. Do not let disappointment become the foundation of your faith. Build your life upon my words instead. Storms will come and winds will blow against every house. Difficult days will visit every heart. Yet the one who hears my words and lives by them will stand firm. The circumstances around you may change, but the truth of the Father never changes. His promises remain steady when everything else seems uncertain. Hold tightly to those promises today, for they are an anchor that will keep your soul secure. Many people search everywhere for happiness, believing it can be found in possessions, achievements, or the approval of others. Yet lasting joy is found only in the Father's presence. When your joy depends on people, it rises and falls with their opinions. When your joy depends on circumstances, it disappears when trials come. But when your joy is rooted in me, it remains through every season. That joy is not the absence of hardship. It is the confidence that you are deeply loved and never abandoned. As you go through this weekend, pay attention to the condition of your heart. A heart filled with gratitude sees opportunities where others see obstacles. A heart filled with faith sees hope where others see defeat. A heart filled with love reflects the character of the Father. Guard your thoughts carefully, because what fills your heart will shape your words, your choices, and your future. Let my truth dwell within you more richly than the fears that seek to discourage you. There may be someone listening today who feels unworthy because of past mistakes. Perhaps guilt has whispered that you have failed too many times or wandered too far from God. But listen carefully to my words. I did not come to condemn those who turn to me with humble hearts. I came to seek and to save the lost. The Father's mercy is greater than your failures. His grace reaches farther than your regrets. If you come to Him with sincere repentance, He welcomes you with compassion, restores your soul, and gives you a new beginning. Remember also that the Father often works through the ordinary moments of life. Do not overlook today's small blessings while waiting for extraordinary miracles. A kind word, a quiet prayer, a peaceful sunrise, a loving family member, a friend who encourages you, or a simple meal shared with gratitude. These are reminders of the Father's faithful care. Every blessing, whether great or small, is evidence that His love continues to surround you. When challenges appear before you today, do not respond with panic. Pause and pray. Invite me into every situation before you try to solve it yourself. There is wisdom that comes only from the Father. There are doors that only He can open. There are battles that only He can win. You do not need to carry every burden by your own strength. Lean upon me, and I will give you the wisdom to know what to do and the courage to follow where I lead. Be a light wherever you go this weekend. Let kindness be your language and compassion your response. Encourage the discouraged. Forgive those who have wronged you. Pray for those who oppose you. Serve without expecting recognition. Love without keeping score. In doing these things, you reflect the heart of your Heavenly Father, whose love reaches beyond every boundary and whose mercy is new every morning. So take this Saturday as a gift from the Father. Walk into it with hope instead of fear, with peace instead of anxiety, and with joy instead of discouragement. Keep your eyes fixed upon me, and do not lose heart when the path seems difficult. I will walk before you, remain beside you, and strengthen you with my presence. Trust in the Father's unfailing love, rest in His perfect peace, and allow His guidance to direct every step you take today. For those who remain in Him will never walk alone. My beloved, do not be afraid of what this day may hold. For before the sun rose over the earth, the Father had already gone before you. Before your feet touched the floor this morning, His mercy had already prepared the path you will walk. Before you spoke your first prayer, He had already heard the cry of your heart. You are not beginning this Saturday by yourself. You are stepping into a day that is already held in the hands of the Almighty. And there is no safer place for your life than in His perfect will. There are many who wake with hearts full of uncertainty. They wonder what news they will receive, what challenge they will face, or whether they will have enough strength for another day. But I tell you, do not let tomorrow's questions rob you of today's peace. The Father gives grace for each moment as it comes. He does not ask you to carry the weight of an entire lifetime in one morning. He simply asks you to trust Him for today. Walk with Him one step at a time, and you will discover that His strength is always sufficient for the next step. Do not measure my faithfulness by the speed of your answers. Some of the greatest works of the Father happen quietly, beneath the surface, where human eyes cannot see. Just as a seed grows in the hidden places before it breaks through the soil, so your prayers are often growing in ways you cannot yet understand. What feels like silence is not the absence of God. What feels like waiting is often the preparation for something greater than you imagined. Hold firmly to your faith, because the Father is always working, even when heaven seems quiet. If your heart has become weary from carrying burdens that were never meant for you, bring them to me now. Bring me the worries about your family. Bring me the fears about your future. Bring me the pain of broken relationships, the uncertainty of financial struggles, the concerns about your health, and every hidden sorrow you have carried alone. You do not honor the Father by pretending to be strong without Him. True strength begins when you surrender everything into His loving hands. Some of you have allowed regret to become your constant companion. You replay old failures, missed opportunities, and painful memories until they steal your joy. But I have not called you to live in yesterday. The Father is the God of new beginnings. His mercy is fresh this morning. His forgiveness is complete. When He restores, He does not simply repair what was broken. He makes all things new. Therefore, stop looking behind you and begin looking toward the future that He is preparing before you. As you move through this weekend, let your words become a source of life. Speak blessings instead of complaints. Speak hope instead of fear. Speak faith instead of doubt. The words you release from your mouth have the power to shape your heart and influence those around you. Let your conversations reflect the kindness, compassion, and truth that come from the Father. You may never realize how deeply a simple word of encouragement can transform another person's day. Remember that greatness in the Father's kingdom is not measured by wealth, popularity, or earthly success. It is measured by love, humility, and obedience. The world seeks recognition, but the Father delights in faithful hearts. A quiet act of kindness, an unseen prayer, a generous gift, or a forgiving spirit is precious in His sight. Never believe that your faithfulness goes unnoticed. The Father sees what others overlook, and He rewards those who seek Him with sincere hearts. There will be moments today when unexpected interruptions change your plans. Do not become frustrated too quickly. Sometimes what appears to be an inconvenience is actually a divine appointment. The Father may place someone in your path who needs encouragement, wisdom, compassion, or prayer. Remain sensitive to His Spirit. Allow Him to interrupt your schedule if it means fulfilling His purpose through your life. His plans are always better than your own. Lift your eyes often throughout this day. When you see the beauty of the sky, remember the greatness of the One who created it. When you feel the warmth of the morning sun, remember the warmth of His unfailing love. When you hear the songs of birds, remember that all creation declares His faithfulness. Let every part of this beautiful Saturday remind you that the Father has surrounded your life with countless signs of His goodness and care. So walk into this weekend with courage, confidence, and unwavering faith. Refuse to let fear determine your choices or anxiety steal your peace. Keep your heart fixed upon the Father, and let His word guide every decision you make. I will walk beside you through every conversation, every challenge, every opportunity, and every moment of this day. My peace will guard your heart. My wisdom will direct your steps, and my love will remain with you always. Therefore, rejoice in this new morning, trust completely in the Father's perfect plan, and allow His presence to become the greatest blessing of your entire weekend. My beloved, come closer and listen with your heart, for the Father desires more than your words. He desires your trust. Many people speak prayers with their lips, while their hearts remain burdened by fear. But I tell you, when you place your confidence completely in the Father, even the smallest prayer offered in faith reaches heaven with great power. He is not searching for perfect words. He is looking for hearts that believe He is good, faithful, and able to do far more than they could ever ask or imagine. As you begin this Saturday, choose faith over fear. Every morning presents a decision. You can allow yesterday's disappointments to shape today's expectations, or you can believe that the Father is doing something new. Do not allow old wounds to convince you that new blessings cannot come. The God who opened the sea for His people, who sent bread from heaven, who raised the broken and restored the lost, has not changed. His power is still unlimited, His compassion is still overflowing, and His promises are still true for everyone who trusts in Him. I know there are prayers you have prayed many times. Some have been whispered through tears. Others have been spoken with trembling hope. Perhaps you have wondered if the Father still hears them. Hear my voice today. Not one sincere prayer has been forgotten. Every cry of faith is treasured before Him. Though you may not yet see the answer, heaven has not ignored your request. The Father works according to His perfect wisdom and timing, and what He prepares is always greater than what impatience could produce. Do not let your heart become troubled by the uncertainty of tomorrow. Tomorrow belongs to the Father. Your assignment is to walk faithfully today. Do not borrow worries from days that have not yet arrived. The grace you need for tomorrow will be given tomorrow. The strength you need for the next challenge will arrive at the proper moment. Live fully in the gift of this day, for every sunrise is evidence that the Father's mercy has been renewed once again. Look around you and notice how faithfully the Father cares for His creation. The flowers bloom without anxiety. The rivers continue their course without fear. The birds greet the morning with songs instead of worry. All creation lives under the loving care of its Creator. If the Father watches over even the smallest sparrow, how much more will He watch over you, whom He formed with His own purpose and called by name? Rest in that truth today, and let it quiet every anxious thought. There may be obstacles before you that seem impossible to overcome. Perhaps there are mountains standing in your path or doors that refuse to open. Do not become discouraged. What is impossible with human strength is possible with the Father. He is able to make a way where no way seems to exist. He can open doors that no person can shut, and He can shut doors that would have led you away from His best. Trust His guidance, even when you cannot yet understand His direction. As you meet people throughout this weekend, let your life become a reflection of the Father's love. Speak gently to those who are hurting. Show patience to those who test your kindness. Offer forgiveness where bitterness seeks to grow. Encourage those whose hope has faded. Sometimes the greatest testimony is not found in remarkable words, but in a heart that quietly reflects the compassion and mercy of God. Let others see His light shining through the way you live. Do not allow success to make you proud or difficulty to make you despair. In every season, remain humble before the Father. When blessings come, give Him thanks. When trials arise, continue to trust Him. A heart that remains steady in both abundance and hardship reveals a faith that has taken deep root. Such faith cannot be shaken because it is built upon the unchanging character of God, rather than the changing circumstances of life. I desire that you walk through this Saturday with joy that overflows from within. This joy does not depend on perfect conditions. It comes from knowing that you belong to the Father and that nothing can separate you from His love. Let this assurance strengthen you when challenges appear. Let it comfort you when loneliness whispers. Let it fill your heart with hope when answers seem delayed. The Father's love remains constant through every season of your life. So lift your eyes with confidence as you step into this beautiful day. Walk in peace, knowing that the Father goes before you. Walk in wisdom, allowing His Spirit to guide every decision. Walk in love, extending grace to everyone you meet. Walk in hope, believing that He is working all things together for your good. Remain close to me throughout this weekend, and you will discover that the greatest blessing is not merely what the Father places into your hands, but the privilege of walking every moment in His presence, surrounded by His peace, upheld by His strength, and filled with His everlasting joy. My beloved, as this Saturday morning unfolds, open your heart completely to the Father. Do not allow the disappointments of the past week to follow you into this new day. Leave them behind and enter my presence with expectation. Every sunrise is an invitation to begin again. Every new morning is a reminder that the Father's mercy has not run out. His compassion has not grown weary, and His love has not diminished. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And His faithfulness is waiting for you in this very moment. There are some among you who have been carrying burdens so quietly that even those closest to you do not know the weight upon your heart. You smile while hiding your pain. You encourage others while your own soul longs for comfort. But nothing about your life is hidden from the Father. He sees the tears you have never allowed to fall before anyone else. He hears the silent prayers that never leave your lips. He knows every fear, every question, and every longing that rests deep within your heart. Come to Him without pretending to be strong, for His strength is made perfect when you trust Him completely. Do not let the voices of doubt become louder than the promises of God. The world will always offer reasons to fear. It will remind you of your limitations, your failures, and the uncertainty of tomorrow. But I remind you of the Father's truth. With Him, nothing is impossible. His promises are not weakened by your circumstances. His power is not limited by your obstacles. His plans are not interrupted by the challenges that seem impossible to overcome. What appears to be the end of the road may simply be the place where His greatest work begins. Many of you are waiting for answers that seem delayed. You have prayed faithfully, trusted sincerely, and hoped patiently, yet you wonder why heaven appears quiet. Do not mistake silence for absence. The Father is never inactive. Even when you cannot see His hand, He is arranging events for your good. Just as the roots of a tree grow deep beneath the ground before anyone sees its strength above the surface, The Father is accomplishing eternal work in places your eyes cannot yet perceive. Hold firmly to your faith, for His timing is always perfect. As you step into this weekend, choose to fill your heart with thanksgiving. Gratitude has the power to transform the atmosphere of your soul. Instead of focusing on what you lack, remember what the Father has already given. Thank Him for the breath in your lungs, the sunrise that greets you, the strength to begin another day, the people He has placed in your life, and the hope that remains alive because of His unfailing love. A grateful heart becomes fertile ground where peace, joy, and hope grow abundantly. Be careful not to allow worry to steal the beauty of this day. Anxiety always tries to pull your thoughts into a future you cannot control. But I call you back to this present moment. The Father is already here. His grace is sufficient for today. His strength is available now. His peace is waiting to settle over your heart if you will simply trust Him. Live this day one step at a time, one prayer at a time, one act of faith at a time, knowing that He walks beside you through every moment. There will be opportunities today to show kindness that costs you nothing but means everything to someone else. Offer forgiveness where anger seeks to take root. Speak encouragement where discouragement has settled. Be patient with those who are struggling. Love those who cannot repay you. In doing these things, you become a living reflection of the Father's heart. The greatest testimony is not merely spoken with words. It is revealed through a life transformed by His love. If you encounter obstacles today, do not immediately ask why they have appeared. Instead, ask how the Father desires to reveal His glory through them. Every challenge carries an opportunity to trust Him more deeply. Every trial can become a testimony of His faithfulness. Do not focus on the size of the mountain before you. Focus on the greatness of the God who created the mountains. His power has not changed, and His ability to provide, protect, heal, and restore remains unlimited. Walk through this Saturday with your eyes fixed upon heaven rather than the distractions of the world. Let my words dwell richly within your heart. Allow prayer to become as natural as breathing. Invite the Father into every decision, every conversation, every opportunity, and every challenge. The closer you remain to Him, the clearer His guidance will become, and the stronger your faith will grow with each passing moment. So receive this day as a precious gift from the Father. Walk in confidence because He goes before you. Walk in peace because His Spirit remains with you. Walk in joy because your name is known in heaven. Walk in hope because His promises never fail. And when this Saturday comes to an end, may you look back with a heart overflowing with gratitude, knowing that every step was guided by the Father's wisdom, every burden was carried by His strength, and every moment was surrounded by His unfailing, everlasting love. My beloved, before this Saturday carries you into its many moments, remain with me a little longer. The Father has not called you to begin this day in haste, but in Holy Communion. There is a strength that cannot be found in rushing, a peace that cannot be discovered in the noise of the world, and a joy that only grows in the quiet place where your heart meets the heart of God. Do not allow your schedule to become more important than His presence. Let your first desire this morning be to know the Father more deeply, for when you seek Him first, everything else begins to fall into its proper place. Many hearts are searching for direction today. Some stand at crossroads, uncertain which path to choose. Others are carrying decisions that seem too great for their own understanding. Hear my words, and let them settle deeply within your spirit. You do not have to walk by your own wisdom. The Father delights in guiding those who humble themselves before Him. When you acknowledge Him in every part of your life, He will direct your steps with perfect wisdom. Even if the road before you appears hidden, He already sees its beginning, its middle, and its end. Trust the One who knows what you cannot see. Do not let the enemy convince you that your life has no purpose. You were not created by accident, nor are you forgotten among the millions who fill the earth. Before you were formed, the Father knew you. Before you took your first breath, He had already prepared good works for you to walk in. Every gift He has placed within you has meaning. Every trial you have endured can become a testimony of His faithfulness. Even your deepest wounds can become places where His healing power shines most brightly. Never underestimate what the Father can accomplish through a heart fully surrendered to Him. There are moments when the weight of life feels almost unbearable. Responsibilities increase, disappointments multiply, and hope seems distant. Yet I tell you, you were never meant to carry these burdens by yourself. Bring them to me without hesitation. Lay every fear at my feet. Place every unanswered question into my hands. Give me every anxiety that steals your sleep and every sorrow that weakens your heart. The Father is not asking you to become stronger before you come to Him. He simply asks you to trust Him enough to let Him carry what you cannot. As you move through this weekend, guard your heart against discouragement. Discouragement whispers that nothing will ever change, that your prayers have accomplished nothing, and that your future holds no greater hope than your past. But my truth speaks louder. The Father is always working behind the scenes. Even when you cannot see His hand, He is arranging circumstances, opening unseen doors, and preparing blessings that will arrive at the appointed time. Never confuse delay with denial. His timing is always perfect, because His love is always perfect. Choose today to become a person who spreads peace wherever you go. There is enough anger in the world, enough division, enough harshness and criticism. Let your life become different. Let your words heal instead of wound. Let your actions encourage instead of discourage. Let your presence remind others of the kindness of the Father. A gentle spirit has the power to calm troubled hearts, and a life filled with love reflects the beauty of God's kingdom far more than any earthly achievement. Do not compare your journey with those around you. Some will appear to move ahead quickly, while your own path may seem slower. But the Father writes every story differently. He is not rushing your life because He is carefully preparing your character. The greatest blessings often require the deepest foundations. Trust His process, even when it requires patience. The One who began a good work within you is faithful to complete it according to His perfect purpose. Lift your eyes to the beauty of this morning and remember the faithfulness of your Creator. The same God who painted the colors across the sunrise is able to paint beauty into the broken places of your life. The same God who commands the oceans and names every star also knows your every thought and hears your every prayer. Nothing in all creation is beyond His authority, and nothing in your life is beyond His loving care. As this Saturday unfolds, let prayer become your first response rather than your last resort. Before worry takes hold, pray. Before making an important decision, pray. Before speaking in anger, pray. Before celebrating a victory, give thanks. A heart that remains connected to the Father throughout the day will find strength for every challenge and peace in every circumstance. His Spirit will remind you that you are never walking alone, so go forward into this weekend with unwavering confidence. Walk in the assurance that the Father's hand is upon you. Walk in the confidence that His angels watch over those who trust in Him. Walk in the joy that comes from knowing you are deeply loved. Walk in the hope that His promises can never fail. And whatever this day may bring, remember that I am with you. I will strengthen you when you grow weary, comfort you when you are hurting, guide you when you are uncertain, and fill your heart with a peace that the world can never give and can never take away. My beloved, as the light of this Saturday fills the earth, let it also fill your heart with hope. Do not wake with the expectation of defeat or disappointment. Wake with the confidence that the Father is already at work in your life. Before your eyes opened this morning, His mercy had already gone before you. Before your first prayer rose from your lips, His love had already surrounded you. This day is not an accident, nor is it empty of purpose. The Father has prepared opportunities for you to experience His goodness, His guidance, and His peace in ways you cannot yet imagine. Do not allow your heart to become distracted by the temporary things of this world. Many spend their lives chasing what cannot satisfy. They seek fulfillment in wealth, recognition, possessions, and the approval of others, yet their souls remain restless. But I tell you, the deepest longing of your heart can only be fulfilled in the presence of the Father. When you seek Him above all else, He fills the empty places within you with a joy that cannot be purchased and a peace that cannot be taken away. Let your greatest desire this morning be to know Him more intimately. There will be moments today when you are tempted to rely only on your own understanding. Your mind will search for answers, your emotions will demand certainty, and your fears will urge you to take control. Yet I invite you to trust the Father instead. His wisdom reaches beyond what your eyes can see. He understands every detail of your journey from beginning to end. Even when the path seems uncertain, His hand remains steady. Walk by faith rather than by sight, and you will discover that His direction is always perfect. Perhaps your heart has grown tired from waiting. You have prayed faithfully, hoped sincerely, and trusted patiently, but the answers seem distant. Do not lose courage. The Father never wastes a season of waiting. While you are waiting for the blessing, He is preparing your heart to receive it. While you are waiting for the answer, He is strengthening your faith. While you are waiting for the breakthrough, He is teaching you to depend upon Him more completely. What feels like delay today will one day become a testimony of His perfect timing. Remember that the Father's love for you is not based upon your achievements. It is not earned by your success or lost because of your failures. His love flows from His own perfect nature. He loved you before you knew Him, and He continues to love you even when you stumble. Therefore, do not allow guilt or shame to keep you distant from Him. Come boldly into His presence with a humble and repentant heart, knowing that His mercy is greater than your mistakes, and His grace is sufficient for every weakness. As you encounter people throughout this weekend, become a living example of the Father's compassion. Be slow to judge and quick to forgive. Be generous with your encouragement and patient with those who struggle. The world has enough voices that criticize and condemn. Let your life become a voice that brings hope, kindness, and healing. Sometimes the greatest miracle the Father performs is through a heart that chooses to love when it would be easier to hate. If unexpected trials come today, do not let them shake your faith. Storms do not prove that the Father has abandoned you. Often they become the very place where His faithfulness shines most brightly. Remember how the waves obey His command, how the winds become still at His word, and how His power remains greater than every storm. Whatever challenge stands before you today, it is never greater than the God who walks beside you. Lift your eyes often toward heaven and remember where your help comes from. Do not become consumed by the pressures of this world. Instead, fill your mind with the promises of the Father. Let His word become the foundation beneath your feet. When doubts arise, answer them with truth. When fear whispers, respond with faith. When discouragement comes, remember His unfailing goodness. The more your heart is filled with His truth, the less room there is for anxiety and despair. This Saturday is also an opportunity to be thankful. Thank the Father, not only for the blessings you can see, but also for the ones He is preparing beyond your sight. Thank Him for the prayers He has already answered, and for the answers that are still on their way. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of your soul. It reminds you that the same God who has been faithful in the past will remain faithful in the future. So go forward into this beautiful weekend with complete confidence in the Father's care. Walk with courage because He goes before you. Walk with peace because His Spirit dwells within you. Walk with joy because your name is written upon His heart. Walk with unwavering faith because His promises can never fail. And wherever this day leads you, remember that my presence will remain beside you. My truth will guide your decisions. My peace will guard your heart, and my Father's everlasting love will carry you safely through every moment until the day is complete.